show you one example on a video clips of metrics.
In this video, I'm going to show you one sample question on how to apply Cramer's rule to solve simultaneous equation. Now I'm going to select one question which I've taken from the September 2007 exam questions, part B, question 2, which carries 20 marks. Solve the following equation using Cramer's rule. So we are given three equations here with three variables, x, y, and z. So in order to use the Cramer's rule, there are three steps altogether. The first step is to change the given equations into the matrix form of ax equals to b. So what we do is we copy the equation, and first we need to arrange these three equations starting with x and then followed by y and then z. Right? So from here we will take out all the multiple of x, which is 1, 1, 2. Right? So we write down 1, 1, 2, and then followed by multiple of y, positive 1, negative 1, and negative 1. So positive 1, negative 1, and negative 1. And then followed by multiple of z, which is 1, 1, 3. So we write as 1, 1, 3. Then times the matrix x, y, and z equals to 6 to 6. So A will be this matrix 3 by 3, and then the 6 to 6 is matrix B. Okay? So step number 2, we need to find the determinant of A1, A.
As I said just now, you can view this video in the blog. It's available. It's already available. So what I did was, just like what Prof. already said, we sent out alert. Of course, I'm not using SMS yet, but we alert our students through our learning management system. But how effective is that? It's up to the students actually. Basically, from our preliminary research, we found that almost 50% of the students are interested to come back to the LMS. So the idea of SMS probably will be the next step, to alert the student what are the video clips available. So view the video clip or download the video clip and then answer the question posted in the LMS. In fact, the student can actually download this video clip using this gadget. I call it actually Sky Blue. It's very small, 3 by 5 centimeter, costs 200 ringgit. They download from YouTube and then just store it here. And then they view it and keep it in the pocket. Right? If we look at I just show you a bigger picture of this. So basically this is the one, right? So the video clip that you saw just now, so this is the one. Okay? So this is the matrix that I've shown to you earlier. Okay? So this is all about the OSI model that we have developed. Now, I will just skip this part. Yeah? You can read this literature, because most of this literature touches on the readiness of the students. Right? It says learner needs a supportive climate. Right? And then adult learners returning for academia after long absence often experience high level of discomfort with technology, especially if we are dealing with ex-gen learners. Right? And other things. Right? Okay, so collaborative learning brings participants. We know if we are in the open and distance learning environment, we know we need collaborative learning environment. So for COL to take place in expanding teaching of mathematics in online, learners and tutors must be equipped with the technological know-how. And this is what we are doing. We are training our tutors who are teaching maths to be equipped with the software. The software that we're using to post mathematical symbol is Equation Editor. Okay, so SI offer why online can become tool for collaborative learning. So we also use the community of inquiry model, which is a 34-item instrument to measure whether learning takes place or not, and so on. Okay, all right. I will skip this COI. Basically, there are three components: measuring the social presence, teaching presence, and cognitive presence in an online learning environment. Okay, so my research started with 132 learners. Divided into two groups, tutor R and S. Tutor R uses OSI, Tutor S is a control group, altogether 132 students. Alright, I will skip this part. Now basically the research will answer 4 questions here. Number 1, was there a significant difference in the online participation ratio between students who use OSI and not using? And then we need to find out any difference on the final exam score and what is the COI mean score between the 2 groups, and also the participation behavioral pattern. Okay, so I will just show you the findings. So from our preliminary research, we found that using the t-test, right? Independent sample t-test, we found that it is significant. Alright, there's a difference. Of course, even if you use a one-tail, it is skewed towards what we call the OSI model, the use of OSI model from the mean score. The final exam score, same thing. Right? Two-tail, if you divide by 2, is still below the 0.025. Okay, the COI mean score, alright, community of inquiry just now. The blue is the COI model, the red is the control group. We found that generally the teaching presence and connecting presence is higher, whereas the social presence almost similar. But what we are interested to know is there's teaching presence now, and also students learn through their connective presence, alright. And lastly, the tracking, the software that we use at Open University Malaysia, we track on students' participation, online participation. We found that students attached to Tutor R using OSI model, basically they have higher participation rate. That shows there's a collaborative online learning there, and also the COI just now has proven from the score we found that it is higher using this model. Alright, so conclusion. There's a significant difference in online participation ratio and final exam score. OSI has an impact on learners' final exam score. Teaching presence and connective presence is higher. OSI leads to COL, collaborative online learning, which can help trigger participation and engage learners. Alright? So the new model can bring great benefits in the teaching of mathematics via blended learning environment. So some of the benefits include improved final exam score, increase students' confidence level, and then the re-registration from one semester to another, and then increase their participation, increase the assignment submission rate. We have some students who cannot submit because they don't understand, they don't know how to do it. And then improve exam attendance, and also retention and graduation rate. So that is the objective. Of course, this is a preliminary, and we are expanding now into mobile learning. Hopefully, it will generate better results. So with that, I thank you with your participation here. If you have any question, I would like to answer some of your questions. All right, any question, please? Right, you can also send an email to me if you have further questions later. All right, asking about this. I've shown you my blogs. So these are real, these are happening. In fact, when I put up in the blog, it empowers me to put up the video that I think the students want. Right? In fact, I've also developed some video clips to post it in the Open University's learning management system. But I feel that probably different tutors have different teaching style, different video clips, different type of questions they may want to give to their students. That is why I'm using blog, because this gives me a lot of freedom. In fact, from the comment posted in my YouTube, I received actually a lot of comments from students from Mexico, America, Japan, China. They wrote to me, they thanked me because of the video, and now they are quite clear. But the only limitation is that with this model, we actually need students to participate. If a student doesn't participate, it's also no use. The other thing is that we found that many of the students, they know it is good, but they don't do it. Yeah, they don't download the video, so we can't do much on that. Yeah, these are some of the things that we encounter. We hope with the changes and all that, students will be encouraged to use more. Yeah.